Hey there, crew, it's Mark, and if you're anything like me, you may have a handful of these Archer and Olive stamp boxes lying around. And I gotta tell you, I've been moving this stack around for a few weeks now, and I thought it's time to consolidate. And if you're anything like me, you're always looking for nice and inexpensive ways to be able to store your stationery. And Archer and Olive has such nice boxes, and I know there's a ton of great content on there on how to reuse this. This is an idea that I came up with, and I wanted to share with you, just in case you are getting into stamping and you're not quite, well, to the extreme that I'm at just yet with the rest of my collection. Now, the one thing I love about Archer and Olive stamp sets is they do come with an acrylic block and ink, but when you have as many sets as I do, and at this point I think I almost have all of them, you end up accumulating a lot of those blocks and a lot of those ink pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and turn these boxes into a nice 3-box stack. The first thing that you're going to need as a part of this is going to be 3 boxes or 2. I have an extra box for some of the extra pieces that I wasn't able to fit inside of my box. Also, on top of that, you are going to need an acrylic graph or a marker or something that can write on the boxes. I also have a label maker that I'll be using today, but you can use any of these items in conjunction. Now, you're also going to need some clear tape, and this is why. All of the stamps come with 2 sides of this acrylic sheet that comes on here. One side has the print, the other side is the backing. Now, I have these envelopes that I've been using, but the problem is that the Archer and Olive stamps are just a little bit too wide and they don't fit. Now, I have a lot of my collection, like I talked about, so I have been cutting the edges a little bit more, but if you don't want to go about that and buy any extra materials, all you have to do is go ahead and pull off 2 pieces of tape, and I'm going to secure them on the top, and I'm going to fold that tape over on the other side. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is that, well, one, those sheets tend to kind of come loose a little bit, and if we're stacking them all together in one box, it'll come apart. This will hold those 2 pieces together like a hinge. That way, when you go to use your stamps, all you have to do is flip it over and pull open the top, and then you have access to all of your stamps, and then when you want to put them away, you just fold it back down and everything will go together really nicely. Now, before you get rid of any of your boxes, or even if you're using the boxes from these stamp sets, we are going to need them real quick to label them. All of them come as a part of a set, and I like to keep track of the set names. In this case, we have the Mushroom Monarch here, so I'm going to go ahead and use my label maker that I have and create a 2-level label. So what I love about this Letra tag one is it lets you do that. I'll link it for you down in the descriptions below if you're interested in that. And what I'll do is I'll take that label, and it has a little sticky backing on it, and I'll go ahead and put that on the bottom right-hand corner of my stamp set. Now, this could go anywhere. This could look really good in the top center if you wanted to, or on the back is another idea I thought about after I already stuck it to the piece, but I'm just going to label all of mine like this. I can still see all of the images on here, and I can see the name real quick when I want to go ahead and grab them. Now, what we're going to do with these is we're going to just take each of these sheets and we're going to stack them on the inside of these boxes, and that way we can keep it all closed in storage, but we also have a nice little area here that we're going to use our acrylic graph, or you could use your marker or even your label maker if you wanted to, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to label that box. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the acrylic graphs because I have so many of them, and any project that I can find when I can use acrylic graphs, I'm going to try to do it just so I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. If you're not familiar with the acrylic graphs from Archer and Olive, they're kind of like a paint pen. You shake them up, they have a nice felt tip, they come in a really thick size or a 0.7, and they just write nicely. And I can create a really nice big bold label here on the front of my stamps, and I'll also do that for the inks and the blocks and for everything else as well. Make sure you're not rubbing your hand over that paint too, by the way, so you're not smearing it. So I'm going to go ahead and tape the tops and do the rest of these on here so I can stack them all inside of this box. As you can see, they all stack really nicely. I can take each one out if I want to, use it, and then put it back. Now, the thing is that, well, I have a lot in there. How am I going to remember which stamps I have inside of here? So we're going to go ahead and create a label index that I'm going to put on the top of this box. And that way, as this collection starts to grow, I can continue to add to these boxes until I have maybe 2 or 3, who knows? So what I'm going to do is take a notepad. I have one from one of the past subscription boxes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write down the name of each collection on this index that I'm going to put on the top of this box. Now, the thing is that I have room to grow. I think we could probably fit maybe 10 or 12 individual stamp stacks in here if we wanted to. So I didn't want to just cut it off right where I was done because I still have a little bit of space. You could use washi tape for this. It probably would look a lot better than what I'm doing here, but I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just using more of that clear tape that I already had out out and just taping it on the top and the bottom of this box. So now I know everything that's going to be inside of this box and I can store them. Now, the next thing we have to try to figure out how to store are the acrylic blocks and the inks. The problem is that they don't all fit perfectly inside of this box. I tried several different stacks, a way to organize these so I could get the biggest bang for my buck. And the best way that I could find to fit the inks was to put them in this configuration here. And then what you can do is you can stack a handful of them on top of each other. I just went with 2 layers, and then I was able to still put the box top on top, and it stayed all nice and contained. Now, I like this idea, but only being able to fit 8 inks inside of there wasn't really for me, and I couldn't fit the acrylic blocks. So instead, I decided to go ahead and stack them horizontally. Now, someone did reach out to me and said, hey, Mark, well, isn't this going to make the ink pool to the bottom? And I'll tell you, I'm not really sure if that's going to happen. I store a lot of my inks like this already, and I've never had an issue. But let me know in the comments if you're more of a stamper than I am and you've had issue with this before. But for me, this was fantastic. I could fit a total of 8 inks, but I could fit 12 acrylic blocks. Now, do you need 12 acrylic blocks when you're stamping? No, you do not. That's just how many of these that I have from all the other collections. So more than anything for me, this is more about storage than using. But of course, if you only have 1 or 2 sets or how many you have, you may not have extra. This could just be something that you pull out when you need it to create your stamping art and then put it all away when you're done. Again, this is kind of like a maximalist approach that I have right here just from collecting for as long as I have, but I absolutely love the stamps. I just wish I could buy them without the extra ink and blocks, if I'm being honest with you. But again, I do love that they provide them for new stampers out there. After I label the top ink and blocks, then I can go ahead and load this up again, and this will stack really nicely right on top of the stamp set that I already have. Since I was only able to fit 8 of the inks and 12 of the acrylic blocks, which still sounds silly to say out loud, I still had extra. So what I did is I just created an extra ink and block stamp box for myself just to put those extras inside of. Now for you, this might be more along the lines of what yours looks like if you haven't really gotten big into stamping from Archer and Olive just yet. So you could just put a handful of your inks and blocks in here, and then you only need 2 boxes versus the little overdone version of what I have here by having 3 boxes total. But now everything's contained inside of these boxes. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to find any other storage solutions. And I'm really excited about the way that this looks. I made a little extra room on my bookcase for this because I really do like the way that it looks, and I think that it actually is a really great storage solution, whether you have a lot of stamps or just a few. But what's great is that you don't have to go searching around your studio or your office for the different materials depending on where you had to try to store them. Everything's together, everything looks great on your shelf, and that way when you're in a stamping mood, you just go over, pull off your project boxes, stamp along with them, and then put them away when you're done. There are so many other great ideas for boxes out there, and I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Whether you use Archer and Olive boxes or other boxes, let me know what kind of things you're creating with the leftover boxes from your notebooks and your stationery. I always love grabbing new ideas from you. Until next time, friends, I'll talk to you later. See ya.